This is today's video review for Monday, July 13, 2015. Please read our trading disclaimer. We did an introduction video today that covered off a couple of important concepts that if you haven't looked at it, it's up on the YouTube channel if you get a chance. We did discuss this earlier buy here in the NQ about 9 o'clock in the morning. We're not going to discuss that again, but we're going to look at the other trade. You'll see on the left chart that we had a crest put in for the day, and price seemed to just rally right on up through it. You notice our dots. Pay attention to them as we go through the video. They're above this white solid midline. That indicates strength. As price goes higher, we break above this pink line of resistance. It becomes support. How do we know it's support? Well, as price is pushing back down here on the right chart into what was resistance, you can see we've got a green up arrow, and you notice the red bricks are going sideways. The bottom of the bricks are equal and higher, suggesting the strong dots pushing down are having no effect pushing down through this resistance now support level. On a green brick, we're looking to get long, and we're looking to hide our stop down here. So you can see on the left chart that our dots were extremely strong. They were above this white solid line coming into this level of resistance. This is not typically the way resistance holds, as you'll get familiar with. As price went higher, price pulled back into the lower yellow. Not all the way back to this level here. Let's look at. So price does not pull back down. What you can see on the right chart is price pulls back down to its white dotted midline. This is where we get the initial birth of new energy. You can see as the dots, very strong, below the white solid midline are pushing down into them, you notice the bricks go sideways. We're not looking to take a short. We get a green brick, we can get a long out of that. We know the market's very strong. Quite often it may not pull all the way back down, and this is how you confirm it. As price goes higher, you can see that we put in another crest. This resistance level here on the left chart is drawn here on the right chart. You'll notice also with this up green arrow on the left chart that we have our solid white midline drawn here on the right chart with a dotted line. This area in here is an area in which we would look for a buy. The bricks go down red, they go up green. We're long at the top of this bar. Our stop's down here because this is the birth of new energy. This is where we're looking to engage that strong trend. The strong trend, look at the dots. They're above the solid white midline. This is where the market's going to go higher, and as you can see right here, the dot is right at the solid white midline. This is generally when we retrace back down in order to get a refresh of energy, as you can see taking place here on the right chart. Managing the trade with the Masters of the Universe course is very easy. Keep your eye on the lower yellow band and maintains us in the trade. It was a good trade too. Got up to about 44.74. So as price rallies up, you'll notice the left chart, we pull back down here. We don't really have a lean here to get long with, but we have this level of resistance. This level of resistance is drawn here on the right chart with the down pink arrow. We're looking at this area, this line of resistance as a potential short. We're going to take a short if, for example, we get a red brick and hide our stop up here. On the close down here, we're short at the market. You can see that we're having some support at where you would think the energy, if still pushing up, would continue to push up. These are our midlines that you'll become familiar with. Knowing how the energy pushes up from that point is a great place for entering. But we're discussing crests and valleys only to limit the brain in looking at something unfamiliar with. Now, if you took the short from this down pink arrow and price stop down here, what would you do? Would you get out? I think so. Would you get long once you become familiar? Perhaps. Let's say that you didn't. The market now continues on higher. Market continues on higher and pulls back. Although I will point out that the same patterns that happen on our trade chart do happen on our left chart as well. You notice the top of the brick starting to go equal and lower. The dots are very strong because they're above the white solid midline, and they're having no effect up here. So once the trader spots that, the trade chart, you can see, put in its own crest and pushed up with very weak energy into the crest on this red bar closed down here is a potential entry to get short. But let's say that you're looking at the you're looking at only this support line on the left chart. That should be drawn in green. If price pulled back down into support here on the left chart, up green arrow, right into here on the right chart, once we got a green bar up here, we would elect long. And as you can see, price moves higher up into our midline, where potentially, as we teach in the course, this is called our power mid trade, the upper energy band energized with that white dotted line. This is another trade short on that close of the red bar. Now, as you come down, you're coming back down into some approximately 1046, I believe it is. Coming on back down into this support level again over here on the left chart. You'll see on the right chart, you'll notice the dots very strong pushing down, but they can't push down through this level. Red bars go green. We get some brick momentum. We're long again, hiding our stop down here. You can see that the market rallies up into our white dotted midline, pushes down with very little energy. When we teach the Masters of the Universe course, this is considered to be a valley on the trade chart. And if you're long, you're looking for the lower yellow to stay up, the trade managed with. The trade continues higher up into the resistance that was put in previously. Is this after the fact? We think not. The crest is known in advance and drawn here on our right trade chart. As price rallies up into this level, you notice the tops of the green bricks go flat to down, which is our brick momentum telling us the upper yellow is down. On the red bar close here, we're short with a stop up here. Can you make money? I think so. Coming down into this energy point, is it pushing up? I don't see green bricks. I think it's still pushing down. We come down into a known area of support. So as we come down into this white dotted line on the left chart, also the support level here on the left chart, it's all drawn here on the right chart for you. We know this levels in advance. We have these levels in our head. We can draw them on the chart, whatever the trader would like to do. You'll notice though that the dots on the push down, you'll see the dots up here. Nowhere are they below this white solid line that's going sideways. This is an indication, that this push down is going to be weak. And as these bars that you can see on the right chart go sideways, the bottoms of the bricks, the red bricks go sideways, it's indicating that the momentum is being lost. And when we have a close with a green brick, we can elect long with our stop down here. $60 is kind of not a bad stop to trade with, especially when you can take 1.5 to 2 times at minimum out of the market. That concludes the NQ wrap-up for the first 2 hours of the morning. We suggest traders start out with learning the VEA concepts in the NQ market and then decide exactly your plan of action from there. You'll notice we're looking here at the ES for today, and notice that the same patterns that happen on the NQ are happening here on the ES. The resistance level here is now support, and we're looking to get long here on the right chart, on the right trade chart here. Once we get a green brick here, we're long with our stop down below here. We're going to finish today's video review with the one last look at the S&P Mini. You'll notice here resistance turning into support with the green up arrow on the left chart, support down here. This is drawn on our trade chart on the right, here and here. We're looking at a short here, but we're looking at a potential long. You'll see a two-sided market, bricks going higher, bottom of the lower bricks going higher or equal, and on the close of this green brick we're long at the market. Our stop is down here, and we look for the lower yellow to stay up. You notice this lower yellow was up here, bricks could not get down, and we can trail up and move our stops very tight to the market using the dots when we see brick momentum happening again up here. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and if you have any questions, send me an email at jb@drummondenergybands.com.